So in the Nintendo Switch event, a new Fire Emblem game was revealed, and this Fire Emblem game is known as Fire Emblem Warriors. Now, this is said to be something like the Dynasty Warriors series, similar to Hyrule Warriors, where they took Zelda characters and put them into a Dynasty Warriors style of game. I think Fire Emblem would work perfectly in a Dynasty Warriors style, and that is what we are getting here with Fire Emblem Warriors. By the way things are seeming right now. Now, this is the trailer that I have loaded up right here for Fire Emblem Warriors, and in this video I'm going to be doing a lot. I'm going to be analyzing this trailer, telling you some characters that are probably already confirmed to be in the game, as well as some characters I would want to see, as well as my predictions for the Fire Emblem Direct. I do not think that Fire Emblem Warriors is going to be the only game that we see in the Direct. I also think that we're going to see a Fire Emblem mobile game, and I'm going to be covering that a bit later on in the video, but let's start off analyzing this trailer. So it starts off right here with a sword coming here, and all of these swords mean something. All of these swords represent a character or multiple characters. Right here, this is Chrom and Lucina's Falchion, and these are two characters from Fire Emblem Awakening. If you do not know, they're two of the more popular Fire Emblem characters because they are in recent games, one of the more successful Fire Emblem games. So this is the Falchion from them right here, basically confirming that Chrom and Lucina are to be in the game, although Chrom gets further confirmation a bit later on in the video. Right here, we can see Corrin's Yato Blade. Right here, the first of 3 characters from Fire Emblem Fates that are going to be showing up within this. The next one is Ryoma's Razinto, and this is his sword in Fire Emblem Fates, and we can see it right here in all of its glory. And lastly, for wrapping up the characters from Fire Emblem Fates, we have Xander's Siegfried, which is shown off right here. I love the design of this sword, by the way. But this basically confirms that those characters are going to be in the game, and there is one more final one, Marth from the original Fire Emblem. We could tell by his Falchion right here. So those are the characters we basically know are going to be in the game. Chrom, Lucina, Corrin, Ryoma, Xander, and Marth. Those are the ones we know so far, although some people are expressing concern about these characters though. Not everybody is pleased with these choices because they're concerned that they're either just taking Fire Emblem characters from the more recent games and only taking popular characters from the older Fire Emblem games. That is something to be concerned about, although I do think there will be a lot of characters in this game. You probably won't have to worry about not having enough characters from the older games. I'm sure they will fill it up with those characters, but I wouldn't be surprised if the majority of characters do come from the newer Fire Emblem games. It's just a way of promoting the newer games. But right here, we're going to take a look at the final part of this trailer, which lends to more confirmation of Chrom being a playable character in the game, although I have absolutely no doubt that those swords lend to those characters specifically being playable in the game. But that's Chrom right there being playable in Fire Emblem Warriors. I'm just going to replay the trailer again as I speculate about the Direct. So the Fire Emblem Direct, many people are thinking that there's going to be an entirely new Fire Emblem game there. I do not think that at all. Fire Emblem Warriors is the new Fire Emblem game that is going to be showing off in this Direct. It's obviously going to be the highlight, although I do not think that Fire Emblem Warriors is going to be the only thing. I do think that a Fire Emblem game for mobile devices is going to be a part of this. Although, let me just wrap up right here speculating about Fire Emblem Warriors. So there are some characters that I would like to see added myself to Fire Emblem Warriors. I just wrote down a couple of ones here. I would like to see Ike, Roy, and Robin, obviously. Those are more popular characters, though. I would still like to see some of the less popular characters that I still really like Hector and Lynn. And Azura, while she is from a recent game, I do think that she should be included just to put in more diversity into the roster in terms of gameplay styles. You know, for a Dynasty Warriors hack and slash type of game, you don't just want characters with swords. That would be just very repetitive gameplay. Azura could provide something very different than that, which is why I want her to be playable in this game. And I do think she has a pretty good chance of appearing although we will still have to wait and see. But now let me move on to the Fire Emblem mobile game right here. Now, Fire Emblem Mobile is something that we've known about for a long time. We've known that Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing mobile games would be coming, and we haven't heard about them in a while, although I do think that this Direct would be the perfect opportunity to show them off. Honestly, why would it be a Direct, a Fire Emblem Direct, that meaning Fire Emblem in general? Why would so much about Fire Emblem be shown off in a Direct when they could just say Fire Emblem Warriors gameplay being shown off on this day? Or, better yet, why didn't they show off Fire Emblem Warriors gameplay in the Nintendo Switch presentation? Or in the Nintendo Trios Live? That just doesn't make sense. There has to be something more than Fire Emblem Warriors. And I think the thing that's most likely to be included into this presentation, this Direct, has to be Fire Emblem Mobile. Obviously, at the forefront of it would be Fire Emblem Warriors, just because it's the new game that everybody's concerned about and everybody's looking into, everybody's getting excited for. I'm really excited for this Fire Emblem game. That's why it's one of the games I'm covering first. I'm not covering the games that I talk about on this channel in any particular order, by the way. I just wanted to really talk about Fire Emblem. I kind of do have a limited time that I can talk about this and speculate about it because the Direct is happening on Wednesday. Wednesday the 18th, the Fire Emblem Direct takes place. We're going to know if all this is true or not when it comes to that, but I wanted to share my thoughts about it right now. My first impressions about Fire Emblem Warriors, giving you a short analysis of the trailer and my thoughts in general about the possibility of Fire Emblem Mobile being shown off in the Direct. Now, what do I think about Fire Emblem Mobile in general? I think it could just be the main gameplay of Fire Emblem, although maybe it'll focus on the castle mode from Fates, because, you know, a lot of mobile games have a castle building type of mode. I just think that would blend in very well. But what are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe so you do not miss my future Nintendo Switch coverage, because there are a ton of games that I still want to talk about, but one that I already did talk about was ARMS. You can click the link on screen to check out my video about ARMS and why I think that that game could actually be fantastic. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching.